This is the fundamental topic of our life form. It is very important for us to know how it works, okay? So first of all, I'd like you to know that I'm going to use the Buddha's modality to explain how this life form works, okay? And this modality might not be recognized or known, well known by the Western scholar, okay? But it is the modality that can explain the suffering and the cause of suffering and how to end the suffering very well, extremely well. You can see it for yourself in a bit. And so, human life form is made up of 5 elements, or 5 constituents, or 5 components. One part is solid and tangible. The other 4 parts is energy, intangible, okay? So what I'm going to do is that as within, so without is mean that once you can understand how the inner component work as within, so without, it means that you'll be able to understand how the world operates. Because the world is the manifestation, okay, of your headquarter. The headquarter is your mind consciousness, okay? So as within, so without. So one part solid is this part, the part that you can see in the mirror, your physical body, whereas it, and then 4 parts. So thought, memories, feelings, and then your consciousness. These are the 4 inner parts which are intangible in the energy form. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is the illustration that portrays the 5 elements. So far we know about the physical self in connection with the mental self, okay, that I talked about it earlier. The body is the shell, whereas your mind is the boss, okay, the connection of these 2. And we still have the 3 more components that we haven't talked about, that is your memories, thoughts, and feelings, which I round up with and using one word. Please read loudly this word. What is it? Jerry, okay? And then you got this mental self or consciousness work as Tom. So you got Tom and Jerry as the inner components. So it is our physical body, which is the part that deal with the physical world, the material world externally, okay? In dealing the external world, it can be dealing in the positive way or the negative way. So we put the positive side behind first, okay, aside first, and then just focus on the negative side, which is the main reason that caused lots of people to search for their spiritual experience, okay? Because if you are in the comfort zone, you want like to, you know, spirituality come last on your list really. But because you go through a lots of ups and downs, you know, doom and gloom, that's why activate you to search for the spiritual knowledge, which is good, which is good. So this is just one little example of confrontation, of fighting, arguing. Okay, where have you been last night? Been trying to get hold of you, you know, texting you, phone you, do all sorts of ways. Where have you been? Have you been unfaithful to me? Or this thing, fight, fight, fight. And then need the point of explosion, walking away. Okay, we split up. Did you ever notice that after the fierce confrontation, after the fierce, you know, fighting with yourself, with someone, when you walk away, did you carry on fighting in your head? Yes. Amy, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, you might have some argument with mommy, and then you walk away from mommy. Did you carry on arguing in your head? Oh, I know you like your mom. Sorry, that is a bad example, isn't it? You never argue with your mommy, did you? Okay, be a good girl to your mom. Right. But one day when you become an adult, you know what I mean. Okay? Yeah, we all know that after a fierce confrontation, walk away. you carry on fighting in your head. And the aftermath, it can be worse than the raw experience. And the reason that you carry on fighting in your head is because we all have the memory component. We remember exactly what's happened, right? That's why we cannot shut this up. You carry on fighting. Okay, so these are illustrations just to let you know that the problem that we confront, on a daily basis, the list goes on. Okay, it's very much like a wave, one wave after another. Of course, we got some breathing space in between each wave. I try to find the Thai equivalents to breathing space. Okay, till you think of any for me, พอเจอปัญหาแล้วก็มันมีช่องว่างระหว่างปัญหา breathing space in English is can be quite clear. Okay, so some wave, make you really drown. Okay, and trying to gasping for air. And sometimes, some predicament, you just cannot believe that day after that you have, wave of problem one after another in one go. And that is, in Thai we call ผีซ้ำดำพรอย Okay, ผีซ้ำดำพรอย Okay, and really to some people, some problem, you are completely drowned. Cause those people to kill themselves because they cannot take it anymore. Okay, right. So this is another illustration that can portray the problem in individual, represent with different kind of colors, okay? And the nature of the problem, it doesn't mean that when you resolve one problem, you can really live happily ever after. The term living happily ever after is only exists in storytelling, okay? But not in reality. Why? Because the reality is that the nature of the problem is that you resolve one problem, but the new problem surface all the time. The new problem surface all the time because problem is so subjected to different factor. Problem subjected to gender. Male and female, their problem are totally different. You cannot require men to understand women's problem. Impossible. Especially around this gentleman, nod your head, yeah. You cannot understand your wife or your daughters, can you? Okay. I mean, women's problem are quite refined, especially the problem around the period time. It's just too complicated for men to understand. In vice versa, we women cannot understand male's ego. I mean, this is nothing personal, but this got to do with gene because in the past, okay, when we are what you call the hunter and the gatherer, you got to go out and hunt for animals, all these things. You bring the animal back and give to the female to do all the cooking. And this gene in being the breadwinner is still exists in modern day. Okay, so male, they got this drive. Okay, this drive all the time, their ambition is quite different for women. Because women, after you have a family, you have a few children, all your ambition gone. And your life, you just live for your children. Just make sure that your children will grow up, someone look after them until, they can be independent from you, and then you can die. But when you have baby, I cannot die yet because I got to live because no one will look after my baby for me. I mean, all the mummies would think that way. You know that, Amy? Mommy think like that. So mommy look after you until you grow up. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, so different from men. Men have a lot of ambition and need to drive, to have challenge to be a leader because they got that leadership in their gene. So And then problem also differentiated by age. You see, the children like Paul and Amy, they cannot at this age, even though you are in your teen, in your 20-something, you cannot understand old age. And children in that group, they like to think that old age is really far away from them. I don't know whether you think so, Katie. Mid-20s. Do you think that old age is very far away from you? Huh? You feel old already? No. You stay young. You're only 20-something. Okay. Mind you, you might have an old soul on your young body. It can happen. Okay. But anyway, in general, children who never pay attention to spiritual knowledge, they like to think that all this wrinkle face, will never happen to them. Even though it happened to them, it will be taking a long time, right? Or might not happen at all. As for us old people, you like to think, you question yourself, a few days ago I still look quite good, but what happened to me now, wrinkle everywhere. Okay, so age and then gender and status quo as well. Middle class people, we don't talk about higher class people, even middle class, upper middle class people who are quite comfortable with your income. It is very difficult for you to understand the grassroots people who got to earn in the morning so that they can eat in the evening. หาเช้ากินค่ำนะ Okay, because, and then for them as well, it's difficult for you to even comprehend how they live. As for the grassroots people, they cannot understand authors as well in middle class. They thought that you are all Tewada, you're all Tewada, you are so comfy, you don't have to struggle anything. But only you know that you still struggle, right? You still struggle. So, yeah, can't understand. And us, we cannot understand those who are disgustingly wealthy, rich, mega rich, all these people. You just cannot understand how they live that kind of thing. But anyway, so old problem gone, the new problem surface all the time. The Buddha said like this, the Buddha compare us, human, as a speck of dust trapped in cartwheel. Imagine cartwheel, children, okay? You remember the horse dragging the cart, okay? The cartwheel, we, human, the Buddha compare us to a speck of dust trapped in the cartwheel and being dragged back and forth, being thrown back and forth, unable to free ourselves. This is our predicament. The Buddha said that there is no way that we can free ourselves without his help. Without the Buddha's help, we cannot free ourselves because it's just too difficult. So therefore, the Buddha offered us his strategy as how to escape from this cartwheel that being thrown back and forth. Okay, so he offered his strategy to us, similar to rounded all these different colored balloons into one big balloon and burst it in one go. So it means that no matter what problem that you have, okay, no matter the problem that you have, use the Buddha strategy, round them up into one big balloon and then we burst in one go. Let's have a look. So this is how we round the problem up. No matter what problem that we have, in the end, all this problem will only come in the form of sight, in the form of sound. So problem that come with sight, the sight of someone who hates you, the sight of something that you don't like to associate with, okay? The sight of like aggression, violence, killing, okay, all these things. The problem that come with sight, problem that come with sounds, the sound of fighting, swearing, using bad words, the sound of argument, okay, shouting, the sound of heavy traffic, the sound of heavy machinery, that create all these boom, boom, boom in your head. The problem that come with sound, problem that come with smell, Of course, the smell of bad odor, the smell of, horrible bin of this. And then the problem that come with taste, a cup of coffee, normally you have 2 sugar, 1 cream, whatever. If someone make it for you, a bit less sugar, less cream, not your acquired taste. You feel it straight away. The problem that come with texture, okay, sitting in the chair or in the bed that is uncomfortable. So it means that no matter what problem that you face on a daily basis, in the end, all this problem will be all boiled down, okay, condensed down to just sheer sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's have a look. Please notice that the Buddha used the scientific terminology. Okay, sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture is the scientific terminologies. Why? These are why we got to remember all this, because these are the information or the data of problems facing us on a daily basis, from domestic to global to environmental. Okay, these diverse problems can be rounded up to mere perception as sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture. Our body acts as bridges, allowing the data to enter our inner world through corresponding senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. Okay, so come back to look at this again. So it means that no matter what problem that you are facing, in the end, all these problems, they all turn into sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture. So these are the information of problem that every one of us facing on a daily basis. You go wherever, you're facing problem that come with sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture. So this physical body, is it a real self or is it a fake self? Huh? This is a fake self. It's not a real self. So this fake self, this false self, act only as the passageway, okay, as the bridges, allowing the information of problem to enter into our inner world so that it can be informed to our true self. Okay, so you can see that the information of sight will come through the bridge of your what? Your eyes. Sound go through your ears. Smell go through your nose. Taste go through your tongue, right? Good. And then your texture go through your skin. Your skin, right? Okay, so eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin are only the passageway, are only the bridges, allowing the information of sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture, okay, to come through. So from the material world, okay, when it entering the inner world, the energy world, it will dematerialize, reduce from the material form, turn into the energy form. Okay, so from these 5 minds or 5 Jerrys, the 5 minds or 5 Jerry, once it enter into the inner world, it will be reduced to 3 Jerrys, okay, which is your memories, your thoughts, and your feelings. So memories, thought, and feeling, I will round them up and call this, what is it called? Mind, M-I-N-D, mind. So in this picture, you got the body, the mind, and the spirit or consciousness, okay, which is the very famous terminology that we use in the Western world, body, mind, and spirit, or body, mind, and consciousness. But you know that this area of the terminology is very cloudy, very ambiguous, okay, because they are in the non-physical component, they are the non-physical nature. So people use it all, very scattering. So it is only because when I wrote my latest book, The Four Noble Truths, okay, I have to try to give people the perspective. So I make this picture very clearly that from now on, when you talk about body, mind, and spirit, the nature of the mind, we include our thoughts, memories, and feelings all in one, okay? And round this up into mind or Jerry in my analogy. And then you got the mental self. So you got two sets of world. In the material world, it is the physical self, is the subject. Okay, deal with the object or Jerry, 5 minds. Okay, subject dealing with the object. When this come into the inner world, you got another set of subject and object. The subject is your mental self, your true self, your consciousness. Okay, dealing with the object. Your object is your Jerry or your mind. Is that clear? Okay, so these 3 minds, okay, the information exactly like these 5 minds from the external world, exactly the same. So we are going to look into the individual components. Start with the memory box first. This memory box, okay, its function, this component, its function is to collect data. What kind of data? The kind of data that your thought, whatever that you think, okay, whatever that you speak, your speeches, and whatever that you act, or your motion, or your action, everything that you do every day, it will be collected or being noted, being written down, okay, in this memory box. This memory box is not in the material form. So the way that it kept the data is being recorded in the ether. In the ether. Okay? This is the law of universe. Try to think of the law of universe. The Buddha didn't create all this. The Buddha just basically analyzed for us what the universe have created this human life form. The Buddha just simply, break the detail for us. But this is the creation of the universe, which you can call God, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay? Whoever that create this human life form, that person, okay, that creator, okay, also create this memory component. So every human being all have this sanya khan, this memory component within, which act very much like our individual diary book, notebook of everyone that collect your very individual private data of your life. And this one, it will work very closely together with the law of karma. With the law of karma, okay? Because when you die, look at this verse, okay? I just fast forward a bit because I won't have time to talk about law of karma today. But just for you to show you very briefly that when you pass, the day that you die, this is the part, your physical self, your shell, your fake self, false self, will remain on this plane. Earth go to earth, water go to water, wind and fire go separately into their own way. Okay, so this one will stay here on this plane. But this part as Tom and Jerry or my consciousness will cross over, will pass over to another dimension, okay, into the afterlife basically, into the afterlife. And then the part that's going to determine where you are going in the afterlife based very much on this book of everyone. So there is no one above up there that judging you where you are going. You are judging your own life by your own karma. Karma means action. By your own action of everyday life event is all recorded in this memory box. Can you see how justified this is? This is so fair. Okay, this is the fairest system that the universe have created to this life form. And that you cannot corrupt either. Okay, you may have done something so awful, so bad, so unwholesome, toward your parents. Okay, and then now you become a bit wiser. So you cannot take this memory book out and say that, okay, I'm going to delete it. delete all the, okay, click, delete it, Sorry, you can't do that. What done is done. Now, children, you listen to this carefully, okay? Because what done is done. You cannot get this memory book out, this notebook out, and please, I delete it and put in all the good deed in there. No, you can't. Because all this event is written in the ether. This according to the law of the universe. And then when you pass and go to the transit where you're going to be judged, whether where you are going up or down or this thing, you got to show this. Okay? The Yomabad might ask you, go on, where's your memory book, And you might say that, okay, I forgot on earth, it's still in my bedside, in the drawer, in my bedside. And the Yomabad would say that it's okay, I got the backup. I got the backup for you. Indeed, there is a backup. You go and research for the word Akashic record. Akashic record. It is the book of life that put all these individual diary book together in one big book. They call the book of life. So this book of life or the Akashic record, okay, have the story of every human being in the past, every human being at the present, and every human being in the future. This is amazing, the law of the universe. It's all recorded in the Akashic record. Have you heard of, Katie? You never heard of Akashic record? The book of life, remember that. Okay, go and research. Okay, really exists. So, this memory book, okay, Sanya Khan, will work together in tandem with a thinking element. This thinking element, I give the analogy like a master chef. This master chef, its main function is to magnify the problem. So first of all, it will get the information from the memory book first. Okay, from this memory element first. And then this function is to magnify the problem, is to glorify the problem, is to multiply the problem. Because this is its function. This is its function. Okay, so these two things work together in tandem in the form of thoughts. Okay, so Master Chef get the information from the memory and then spice it up. Once it's spiced up, okay, it's going to give you the feeling, Vedana Khan. This feeling can be both positive or negative. As I say, we are going to emphasize on the negative part first. Okay, so these three things, okay, they all work together, form the memories, the thinking, and then the Vedana, the feeling element. These three things get together and form a thinking factory. A thinking factory. Okay, so these three types of Jerry form a thinking and emotional factory in a mind consciousness, causing us, okay, sailing up and down the emotional scale. The happy moment doesn't seem to last as long as the dark and painful moment. Still, both good and bad feelings comes and go. Okay, so these three things forming a thinking factory in this sense. Can you see? See, the memory Jerry will feed the information into the machine of this master chef, and then once the master chef get all the ingredients, it will magnify, multiply, snowballing. You know, snowballing. You have snow, it's a little snowball, and then you keep on snowballing, it turns into a ginormous ball of snow. Okay, this is the ability of this thinking factory. Of this thinking, it's not good nor bad. It just is natural function that the law of the universe built it that way. Okay, so we're going to have a look. We're going to have a look of in reality, when the thinking factory, you know, it's working. Okay, so this woman, this young mother with a young baby, her predicament right now is very scary, isn't it? Can you imagine what's going through her head right now? Can you imagine? Okay, she got a newborn baby in her arm. Okay, the future is very bleak. She needs the husband most at this moment of her life, but the husband left her. So you can imagine that what kind of trauma she is being through at this moment. You see that? Okay, right. This is the picture of a young woman who is not ready to be pregnant, but she is pregnant. Look at her face. Can you see the thinking factory is building right now? The master chef Jerry is snowballing in her head. Okay, magnify, glorify, magnify, multiply. Okay, the thoughts and feeling in her head. This is reality. This is reality. This is very scary. This is a very, very graphic picture of someone who just find out that she's pregnant and she's not ready to be pregnant. You can see the fear in this face. Can you see that? Okay? So she is facing the boom, boom, boom in here at the moment because of the three Jerrys is working together. Now look at this face. What is this face telling you? What kind of emotion he is expressing? Huh? Bad? Bad emotion, yeah. A bit more specific. What is it? Despair. Desperation. Failure. No? ล้มเหลว Okay? ล้มเหลว failure. Desperate. And he might have, invest something, in millions, hundreds of millions, and then the hundred of millions just wipe out to zero. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Okay? I mean, in reality, you got all these people, at Wall Street, they're making all these, massive investment, and they can be just wiped out, all this kind of thing. Failure, disappointment, despair. Okay? So you can see that the Jerry is working like hell in his mind. Okay? Multiply all this thought and feeling in his head. This is reality. Huh? Babies. Baby also have Jerry. Like you? Do you have any Jerry? Okay? You will notice your Jerry. You will notice. I really don't know what the problem of this beautiful baby is, but look at his eye. I think they just caught the moment. And also, yeah, look. What does this face tell you? Amy, what does this face tell you? Petulant. Because mommy don't let me do something. Hate mommy. I hate you, mommy. Right? I hate you, mommy. Okay, you can see the Jerry working. Can you see that? You can see the Jerry working in this girl's head. Okay? And then, doggy as well. Doggy also have Jerry. The eyes are the window to the soul. This is the window to the inner soul. It tells all. Where are you taking me today? I don't want to go anywhere with you. Kind of thing. Okay, it's lovely. And then, yeah, in the other extreme, you got the euphoria. Yeah. Okay, so in opposed to that man with the failure, this man may gain millions. Whoa, overnight, again, another 100 million or whatever. Okay? Yeah, satisfactory. All this, moment of success is also, glorified. I mean, the Master Chef Jerry glorified it to be something that is, like, you see, on your day of graduation, you have this collective positive energy. All these graduates, they like to think that on that day, that moment anyway, they like to think that the world is under my feet now. I got the degree, okay? I can do whatever that I dreamed to do. All the dream job is going to fall onto my lap. So they like to think so. Until they apply for the job. I regret, sorry, okay, no vacation, all these things. You see, this kind of moment, it doesn't last long until you face the reality. Yeah? Yeah, this one, I like you to know that I think on the 30th or the 31st of July, 1981, that was the wedding day of Charles and Diana. Okay, no one, I mean, that day it caused the euphoria. Okay, caused the euphoria across the globe. Across the globe. Even my mom, my sister treat my mom the very first color television so that my mother could watch the wedding. Wow, in 1981. That is a massive investment for my family, believe it or not. Okay, and then, you know, the euphoria is just across the globe. But no one, absolutely no one could think or could foresee that only 15 years after that day, 15 years after that day, okay, it's going to end so sadly, okay, end so sadly. She was only 19. 15 years after that, she was only 36, and then that was it, she's gone. Okay, she's gone. Okay, even on that day, she knew that he was unfaithful to her. She knew even before the wedding, but she could not call it off because the momentum is just gone too far. Okay, it's the whole world movement. The whole world movement, okay? She cannot just say, no, I don't want to marry Charles. Impossible. Everything is just gone ahead. All the mementos or everything is just gone for this. Shame. Yeah. But this is it, okay? So anyway, I'd like to show you that this thinking factory of Jerry, the three Jerry, okay, they form the thinking factory and then cause people, humanity, to sail up and down the emotional scale, okay, both in the positive way or the negative way, in this way, okay. So these three Jerry, because of the Master Chef Jerry, let's see what I have. Because of the Master Chef Jerry, okay, this Master Chef Jerry, it can go to mobilize a whole army of Jerry and then take over your mental self, which is your true self. Okay? The Master Chef Jerry that have the ability to snowballing, to magnify, to glorify, to multiply all your thoughts, all these things. So it can go and mobilize. We use the analogy language, okay? Help you to understand much clearer, with clarity. So this Master Chef Jerry go to mobilize a whole army of Jerry. And then this is your true self, taking your true self over. Not just take it over, spinning you around. Spinning you around like this. You see, spinning you around. This is your true self. We don't talk about this false self anymore. We just aim to the real self. And this is a whole army of Jerry. You can see that my prop is all working toward the same direction. You see, that is you, your real self, being spun around by a whole army of Jerry and causing you not knowing whether you are coming or going. You are completely taken over by Jerry, completely blind. Okay? And this is very scary. When you're being taken over like this, it can be very scary. Just like you are staring into the abyss, seeing no way out. This is the main reason why people need some kind of comfort, whether it's in the right way or wrong way. That's why people go into drugs, some kind of addiction. Okay, either it's alcohol, it's smoking, it's the direct drugs, using heroin or all these things. Because they want to forget Jerry. The bottom line is that they don't want this Jerry, it's just too painful. They want to get rid of it. But because they haven't yet bumped or stumbled into something that is positive, that is the real solution, like meditation, bump into the Buddha's knowledge. Okay? So everyone, they all have a quick fix for them to get rid of this temporarily. Okay? Just a quick fix. So after the quick fix, this one come back again. And then before you know anything, it turns into addiction. So this is a problem. This all come down to Jerry. Let's see what we have next. Okay, so it is this Jerry that give you the broken heart. I'd like you to be very clear. All these components, Tom and Jerry, mind and consciousness, they are in the non-physical form. You cannot see in the mirror. That's why I need all this illustration to show you, to allow you to know what's going on in here. Okay? In your inner world, there is a subject and the object. The subject is your true self, your mental self, your consciousness, in opposed to the subject. So it is Jerry that make your heart broken. So when you talk about broken heart, you don't mean the heart, the thumping heart, bloody heart here. No, you are talking about your true self. Okay? Broken heart, sad heart, angry heart, lonely heart, depressed heart. Okay? As well as the pink Jerry. But separate it well. Mind and consciousness. Okay? Or Tom and Jerry. So when people go to kill themselves because it's too painful, this is too painful. When they go to kill themselves, which part of self that they kill? Which part? They kill the physical body. But which part that make them give them the real pain? Jerry. It is Jerry that give the mental self the real pain. So the part that they should kill, is it the physical body or Jerry that they should kill? Jerry. Can you see that? But people cannot see all this because it's intangible, trapped in this life form. They only know this part, so they go to kill the wrong part of the component of this life form. Can you see that? They're going to kill the wrong part. So what they must kill is Jerry, kill this broken heart, this one that corrupt your mental self. So let's have a look. So come to this point. This morning we have already covered the 3 noble truths in 4. There are 4 noble truths. We cover 3 noble truths out of 4. It's only the 2nd noble truth that we haven't covered. So come to this point. Can you answer, can you guess? The 2nd noble truth is the cause of suffering. Okay? Can you guess who is the real culprit for a mental pain? The answer is Jerry. You see that? The answer is Jerry. So Jerry is the cause of suffering. The 2nd noble truth. I emphasize on the 2nd noble truth. I like you to know that this is the problem of the entire humanity, not just the Buddhist. Okay? Today, I don't teach only the Buddhists. I teach humanity. This is the problem of humanity. Okay? Every single human being, they all have thoughts and feelings. It is their thoughts and feelings of Jerry that corrupt their mental self. Corrupt their mental self. Okay, let's have a look. Which cause your mental self to be lost in your mental jungle. This is the mental jungle that make up of Jerry. You see that? Mental jungle make up of Jerry. And then you are being lost in there. So the symptom of being lost in your mental jungle is the act of thinking excessively. Thinking round the bend repeatedly. Think and feel and think and feel and think, drift and drift and drift. No way out, but you keep on thinking. This nature is the symptom of you, your mental self, being lost in your mental jungle. which is the kind of symptom that we are all so familiar with, right? Is there anyone want to raise your hand and think that I have none of that symptom? I don't know about the children. มันก็มีแหละเด็กอะแต่เขายังไม่เจอยังไม่รู้ว่ามันคืออะไร Okay? So it's important that you recognize the symptom of Jerry being, bombard you. Okay, so when you are in that kind of predicament, I give the analogy as your mental self being weak and puny. Being so weak and puny, okay? And then being surrounded by a whole army of enemies. So this whole army of enemies are your thoughts and feelings. Is there any way that you can fight? Not to mention fighting. I mean, even in the physical body, if you have to fight against just one, okay, you still find it difficult not to. This in a battlefield is 1 against 3. 1 against 3. 1 against 3 in the physical level. It's still impossible for a man to fight 1 against 3. Not to mention the inner battlefield that you cannot see. That's why it's so difficult. That's why the Buddha compared us to a speck of dust trapped in the cartwheel, okay, being assaulted by all this Jerry, being kicked, punched, chopped you into pieces all the time. If not being 1 against 3, it is in fact 1 against a whole army like this. That's why when people are depressed, it's so difficult to tell them to cheer up. Okay, because it's just like a tons of brick, way over the shoulder, that tons of bricks is a whole army of Jerry that there is no way for them to get up and fight. So suppose if you got to deal with someone who is depressed, this is some advice for you. Don't try to ditch out solution for them. The very first thing that you must do is patience and then listening ears. Okay? And then next thing is that depressed people like to stay in the dark room, draw the curtain, no light. So what you have to try to do is that try to get that depressed person, normally is your loved one in the family, to go out in the light. Okay? Come on, mommy is here or daddy is here. Don't worry, I'm here with you. Okay? I'm going to listen to whatever the problem that you have. Hold their arms. Okay, come on, come and walk with mommy. Walk with daddy. Okay? Hold their arm. And then try to walk with them outside to experience the light. Let the light, because light, the sunlight is the pure love and light, literal love and light. The sunlight is full of compassion, unconditional love and compassion. Okay? This sunlight has the healing property. Remember that. The sunlight has the healing property. So let that depressed person experience the direct sunlight. Because that direct sunlight has the healing property. It can change some kind of thing, some of these frequency in the body. Because the dark room will give you even lower frequency, whereas the sunlight will higher the level of your frequency in your body and begin to heal you, make you feel good. So this is what you must do. Don't talk anything. Come on, just walk with mommy. Walk with mommy, walk with daddy. Okay? Go into the garden and then experience nature. Trees. Let them touch on the trees, touch on stone. Okay? Water. Talk to water. Okay? Especially on this waterfall. Take them to the natural environment. Go to have the forest bath. Okay, forest bath, walk into the forest, because all this natural environment, it has the healing property. You don't have to say anything at all, just be there with that person and then walk with them. Try to encourage them to breathe deeply. หายใจลึกๆ breathe deeply. Come on, we're here with you. We're here for you. Okay, just breathe, enjoy the moment, just one moment at a time. Just enjoy this moment at a time. Okay, and bring back all this gratitude. Look, okay, you can walk by yourself. Look at people in hospital. You know, they got to walk with aids. You can breathe by yourself. Just breathe fully, all these things. Try this method. Okay, don't fork out any advice because they can't understand at that moment. They can't understand. Just do this. Because this inner battlefield is just too much to fight. So this is how you do. Just try to raise the level of the energy vibration to be a bit higher by using the natural environment, the sun. Okay, do the sun gazing in the morning. Okay, sun gazing is just pure love and light. Have the healing property in there. And then hugging tree, yeah, hugging tree, why not? Hugging the tree, oh, love you, love you. When you hug the tree, you can receive the strength of the tree. When I'm at home in England, I do the tree hugging every day. I don't actually hug because we don't have that big tree. I just use my hand, you know, and grab onto the trunk, okay, the strong branch, and then you can feel the strength. And that strength is all having the healing property. Okay, feeling the leaves, okay, and the stone, any natural environment, the pebble, the stone, talk to them. Water, talk to them, feel them. All these things, it has the healing property. Do that, okay? Okay, so when you do that, it can raise the energy, the vibration of your consciousness element, making it higher. Because all these things is of lower vibration of energy. Okay, the lower vibration of frequency will be defeated by the higher vibration. And the higher vibration, it comes from the direct sunlight, okay, and the natural environment. Okay, go and swim, go and run, do all these things, physical, okay? So what you need to do is that when your mental self is weak, like a weak Tom like this, Jerry will attack you like hell, okay? Jerry will run wild, will abuse Tom because Tom is weak, okay? So what you need to do is to strengthen Tom up, okay, by giving Tom the essential vitamin, okay? The essential vitamin is how to bring your mental self back home. Hang on, what is this? Dancing over superficial. Life is about keeping up appearances and dancing over the superficial that Jerry gives us, like drinking, eating, shopping, holidaying, all these things. We are made to believe that the solution to our problem is to go out and buy goods and services. Hence, consumerism and materialism flourish. 98% of people spending 98% of their life consume material and services. So humans supposed to be the spiritual being is sadly reduced to mere producer and consumers. This is very sad news. And this sad news all come from Jerry corrupt our mental self. You see that? Our mental self, our true self, is being corrupted by a whole army of Jerry. And we are too weak to defeat Jerry. Okay, the embedded component in our life form that we cannot see. That's why I need all these illustrations to show you what's going on inwardly. It's very important. Otherwise, you listen and then it go out into the other ears and you don't absorb anything. So let's have a look. So it is Jerry that create all this gap, okay, between the have and the don't have, okay, the poverty, all these things. There is no need for the world to live like this. No need. You see, the surplus of all this could easily feed the world. In fact, Mother Nature always kind to humanity. Did you ever see a banana tree that gives you only one banana? Have you ever seen that? A mango tree give you one mango? An apple tree give you one apple? No. One tree give you abundance, right? Abundance, bananas, apples, mangoes, papaya. You see, nature gives us, it's so generous to us, humanity. But humanity has been corrupted by who? To cause this. Corrupted by who? By Jerry. You see, originally our soul is so pure. It's not good or bad. It's pure and innocent. This is the nature of our consciousness, which I call mental self. Mental self originally is pure and innocent. But this pure and innocent has been corrupted by who? Jerry. So it is this Jerry that causing the world to have become like this. The have and the don't have. Okay? Which of this off balance, this imbalance is tipping to the tipping point now. We cannot carry on any longer like this. No. Because the imbalance is just too extreme. Too extreme. And then we live a life with empty questions, with empty answer. We walk along. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Are you really fine? Are you really fine? No, we're just keeping appearances. Okay? We are not fine because inwardly we just carry a whole army of Jerry in our chest. But no one have time to talk or to share all these things. Okay? So we just carry on life like that. Okay? Keeping up appearances, which is quite... My face hurt from pretending to like you. You got to pretend to smile. Okay? See? Inwardly you are depressed. But externally, you got to keep up your appearances. And pretending to be happy is exhausting. It's exhausting. That's why depressed people, they don't like to see people. They just want in the bedroom, shut the curtain. Okay? So let's have some good news now. Okay, the third noble truth is the ending of our mental pain. The Buddha found the medication to end the mental pain on the night of his enlightenment. Okay, so this is the most fabulous news, wonderful news. He gave us this medication which he called Vipassana. Vipassana, or bring a mental self back home. Mindfulness meditation. Bring a mental self back home. Okay, so the person who got to take this pill is a mental self or a Tom. This is the way to strengthen Tom up. To strengthen Tom up. Our body, yeah, this one is good. Our body is filled with solution. Okay? The sad truth is that people don't know that our body is filled with the solution to our burning problems. The Buddha offered humanity Vipassana or mindfulness meditation 2.5 millennia prior. By raising the self-awareness toward our breath, our movement, and our physical sensation, Jerry, the real culprit, will be purged. So, just by raising the self-awareness toward our breath, movement, and sensation, these are the solution that is already embedded in our physical body. This is the justification, the fairness of the law of universe. You see, you don't have to go anywhere to find the solution outside your body. The solution already embedded, filled within your body, your breath, movement, sensation. These are the solution to all your mental pain. Okay? When you can do this, focus on your breath, movement, and sensation. Jerry, the real culprit, will be purged, will be pushed out of your head and your heart, and leaving behind your inner peace, contentment, harmony, blissful state of mind, tranquility, balance, grounded, or whatever. It's very important that you know that, okay? Because people don't know this fact. And then we got to have a lot of money and go to find the quick fix in buying the goods and services. Let's go out to eat, to drink, to shopping, holidaying, all these things. We like to think that those are the way, okay, to resolve a problem. But it isn't. It isn't. And then by doing that, we are tipping this world upside down and then causing the balance until it is reaching the tipping point now. Okay? The technology is just so advanced, but people are still in the massive mess, mentally, spiritually. You see, with this, I can even come up with a formula for world peace. Crazy, really. Look, if A equals X plus Y plus Z, if A is world peace, look at this very carefully, it's so simple. If A equals world peace, X is the inner peace in all women resulting from bringing the mental self back home of Vipassana. Y is the inner peace in all men resulting from bringing the mental self back home of Vipassana. Z is the moral conscience resulting from bring your mental self back home of Vipassana. Okay, so it means that if all the men, all the women, all the men, okay, in the world practice mindfulness meditation of Vipassana, okay, they will be equipped with the moral conscience as well. So put all these X, Y, Z together, individual peace together, you would have world peace. Even Paul and Amy understand this. Can you understand this, darling? You don't need to be a genius, okay, to understand this simple formula for world peace. Okay, just simply change the entire education system. Allow our children as young as 5 years old to practice bring the mental self back home. Okay, urge them to notice their breath movement and sensation. That's all you need to do. Okay, if we can change from this generation onward, give yourself another 3 generations. We have world peace for sure. We have world peace for sure. Another 3 generations. But it means that we got to change the entire education system. It means that this, okay, this concept of the component that make up our body, you know, body, mind, and consciousness, or body, Tom and Jerry, all these things, it got to be studied, it got to be learned in the mainstream education. It means that the world community, like the United Nations, got to recognize this knowledge. This knowledge that the Buddha have told us 2.5 millennia ago. But even now, even the Buddhist staff, the Buddhist officer, they have very little knowledge regarding this. That's why the change hasn't begun yet. Okay? The change hasn't begun yet. So, I'm putting myself forward. Give us this formula for world peace. In fact, the formula for world peace, it was in a book that has been printed 10 years ago. เราไม่มีเนาะหนังสือเล่มนั้นเอามาป่ะ Okay, what is the A New Hope for Humankind? Okay, I named that book A New Hope from Humankind. That book was written following my trip to Portland, Oregon in 2008. Okay, that was my first trip to America in Portland, Oregon. Okay, and afterward I wrote this New Hope for Humankind. And the formula for world peace is there. Okay, it's in there. But unfortunately, it never been acknowledged or recognized or being seen by anyone. So that's why. But I still persistent. Okay, I haven't changed my mind, this formula for world peace. We are reaching the state that we should really push this forward a bit more. And I need all your help, okay? You're watching at home, okay? This formula for world peace must be known by world leader. Whether Trump or Putin or whoever, just let them know about this, okay? Right. So, bringing a mental self back home is the solution that is already embedded in this life form. So by using your mental eye to know your breath, know your movement, know your physical sensation, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And then your Jerry can be just pushed away. Jerry represents your mental pain. Okay? Represent your mental pain. So all this Jerry will stop, assaulted you. Okay? And then compassion and unconditional love. The Buddha concept. Okay, beautiful concept, but easier said than done. Why? Because this egoistic Jerry gets in the way, creating massive obstacle and resistance. Unconditional love cannot happen without a tool. And that tool is the mindfulness meditation, vipassana, or bring a mental self back home. So bring a mental self back home makes a mental self stronger and shrink the egoistic Jerry, crush it. Once the ego is small, compassion and unconditional love will surface into glory. Okay? The reason that we cannot execute the unconditional love, even though we know it's good, is because these are the obstacles. So you need to have the strategy by purging Jerry first, strengthen your mental tom, and then you will be able to exercise your unconditional love. Okay? And I'd like you to see that in reality of the world right now, it is Jerry that rules the world. Jerry is the one and only culprit who rules the world. Always have been and always will be. Okay? Behind all the government leaders, whether it's Trump, Putin, whoever, they all have Jerry in their heads and hearts. Okay? We must fight enemies in the right battlefield. Can I have my staff ไปไหนเรียกมาสินะ I'm going to show you this. In fact, Amy and Port, come down, please. Amy and Port, can you come down, please, and help me with this role play? Okay, I think you're perfect. So, you're going to work among yourself that who want to be the physical self and mental self. เป่ายิงฉบไหม Who's going to be Okay, yeah. So you choose then who you're the winner, right? So which one you want to be, physical self or mental self? I'm going to tell you first. Okay, the physical self will be in the front. The mental self will walk behind. Sorry, darling, will walk behind. But the mental self going to have Jerry over you. Okay, so you're the physical self then, shall we? And then Port will lead you. Okay, right. So, yeah, go down here so that you got a bit more space. Yeah, Port, yeah. So, normally, this physical self will be led by the mental self behind. So, okay, so this is the headquarters, okay, the mission control that control you. So, wherever your breath, movement, and sensation here is within your physical body, you got this mental self or this awareness, know your breath, movement, and sensation. So this part, it will create the sense of harmony. Okay, so walk in harmony, walk, yeah, go on, keep on walking back and forth, right. Now, come back to me now. Come back to me, yeah. However, this is fun, isn't it? However, this mental self behind, you got body, mind, this is mind, or Jerry, okay? Body, mind, and spirit, or body, mind, and consciousness. So, I want to show you that this is the cause of fragmentation, okay? Port, are you ready to have Jerry over your head? Okay, so it is this mental eyes. It is this mental eye that allow your eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin to work, right? We have talked about that. Okay, so spiritual ignorance is not the ignorance from, physical eyes. Is the ignorance of your mental eyes here, being blinded by who? By Jerry. Okay, so this is Jerry going to blind your mental eyes. Okay, blind your mental eyes. So what happened is that, okay, it means that the blind, suppose this is the government leader. Suppose you are Trump or who is the government leader who is female at the moment? I can't think of one because Theresa May have gone. Yeah, it's okay, whoever, okay? So if you are the government leader and you are spiritually blind like that, it would mean that the blind is leading the blind. So he's blind, so you're going to walk and then you're going to stumble, bump into things, okay, bump into things, okay, because you cannot see clearly. This is the symptom of making the wrong decision. Okay, you bump into this and bump into that, or, okay, so this is about spiritually blind. Or your physical body is here and your mind keep on thinking. So this is about drifting, walking here and there, okay? And then this one is very much like daydreaming. Okay, mommy is talking. Come on, Amy, you go have a shower and come have something to eat. But because you are here, it's just like you are playing the game, playing whatever, Facebook or whatever. You are so much engaged in your thoughts, which is your Jerry is thinking away. Can you see that? And this one is totally oblivious from mommy. Go and playing game, doing this. And then mommy keep on talking. You are just like talking against the brick wall. You know that? Okay, you have lots of experience like that, don't you? Okay, because of this thing, it's just drifting away. So this causes the state of fragmentation. Okay, the body is here, breath, movement, sensations are here. But this consciousness is not with it. Within the physical body, it's go along with Jerry thinking this and that. So this causes the fragmentation or imbalance. And then you are totally oblivious of what's going on in front of you. Can you see that? Okay, so the spiritual knowledge, it got to start with lifting the veil of Jerry, giving you the right view. The right view, hallelujah. Okay, open your mental eye, just like the way that I opened your mental eye this morning. Okay, when you open your mental eye and then focus on your breath, movement, and sensation. Once you can focus on your breath, movement, and sensation, you see your mental eyes know your breath, movement, sensation. The balance, the harmony come back again. Okay? The harmony come back again. And then you know what's going on. Can you see that? Okay? Very good, children, Paul and Amy. Thank you. Okay. Now you bow to everyone. Hey, come on. You bow to everyone nicely. Okay, say thank you. Very nicely, okay, together. Okay, say thank you. Good boy, good girl, good boy. Thank you. Okay, very helpful. Thank you. Can you see that clearly? Okay, with a bit of role play, you can see clearly that what's happening. So you can see that the content that I'm delivering to you today is really massive concept. This is about world-class knowledge. It's not only for the Buddhists, for the Thai Buddhists. No, this is really for humanity. Okay? The humanity across the globe, including all the government leaders, we are being taken over by Jerry. Okay? The embedded enemy that we cannot see. But this whole thing, Tom and Jerry, drive our whole life. This is the mission control. I need to have your email. Please leave your email or your line, okay, with my staff. And then every one of you will have my latest book called The Four Noble Truths. I will give you as a gift from me in the PDF form. I got no money to print in the paper form yet, but you can have it in the PDF form and then save in your computer. You can read it in your own convenient time. Okay. So in this book, I have all this illustration. Is the content include today topics as well as the advanced level as well. Okay. So Jerry ruled the world. Jerry is the one and only culprit who rules the world. Always have been and always will be. Behind all the government leader, okay, they all have Jerry in their heads and heart. So we must fight Jerry in the right battlefield. We must fight enemies in the right battlefield. This one is very good. You see, because all these things is happen within our physical body, which the mainstream education, they don't know about it. So therefore, we are fighting the battle in the wrong battlefield. The real battlefield is here, within, that is Jerry, okay? But we fight the battlefield here in the brain. So when you have depression or breakdown, all these things, every doctor that will tell you that it is because the chemical in your brain is off balance, right? So therefore, you need to take the medication, which is another form of chemical. Take the medication, take the chemical, so that that chemical will adjust the chemical in your brain, so that you will feel good again. The question is that, if you think that the medication can solve the problem to make us feel good, you think that the pharmaceutical company will be this disgustingly rich. Do you know that pharmaceutical company, all these big giant companies, they are more wealthy than the oil company. They're more wealthy than the oil company. And it's come to the fact that their income is based on your suffering. Their income is based on you want to run away from your suffering. So they give you this magic pill, this magic, solution. Take the pill. Oh, okay, take the pill. Okay? And the reason that they're this rich, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why you got to keep on taking and taking and taking and taking. I think it's year 2008. Please go to find out. I'm quite certain it's year 2008. A university in England called Hull University make a research in antidepressant, medication. And they come up with the verdict, with the solution, with the outcome that all this antidepressant pill, it works on the placebo effect. On the placebo effect. It doesn't really have the real impact. Okay? Placebo effect is mean you take it because of your psychological condition, thinking that you're being cured by the doctor, so therefore you get better. Okay? It doesn't really work. But the majority, it really doesn't work. Okay, there are some people who work, they said that it works on the extreme condition. When you really extreme, all this chemical, it works. But in the average level, it doesn't work. Okay, go and research for yourself, okay? But I'm sure that this research has been trying to be blocked by the pharmaceutical company because it's affect them, obviously, okay? Affect their cell. And also, if there is any solution like the quick fix, like the Buddha solution, meditation, it's going to, drop their cells. So they are not going to promote that either. So let's have a look. As within, so without. Jerry is the one and only culprit to every problem. Okay? Jerry creates the reality in the physical world, good and bad alike. If Tom is weak, Jerry takes over your life. So Jerry ruled the world, not Trump, not Putin, not May, Theresa May. Okay? And the enemy is within, not without. So as above, so below. As within, so without. So all this phrase means that if you can understand how your inner component work, as in how Tom and Jerry work as within, okay, so without, it means that you will understand the world in front of you. Because the reality of the world now is the direct manifestation of your Jerry. Okay? Whatever that your Jerry have in here, it can manifest into the material world. So basically, the material world is not that complicated at all. What is complicated is your inner world. Because if you can remember, if I have any... So think of the Buddha used only one word to represent this material world. One word. Okay, that is rupa. Rupa. One word represent the reality in the external world from you to the edge of the universe. The Buddha uses one word, rupa. Whereas the inner component, the Buddha used four components, 4 elements to represent the inner world. So the inner world is much more complex. That's why it is so difficult to understand. That's why even in the Buddhist arena, the Dharma world, okay, you always find it so difficult to understand. Apart from the Buddhist jargon, the Pali, terminology that you don't quite understand, okay, it's still all the intricate of the inner elements that you cannot see and how it works. So all these things, I use my own, strategy by creating the role play, the illustration, the props, everything, trying to help you to understand how your inner world works. Okay, so as within, so without, as above, so below. This is the meaning that when you understand how it works in there, you will understand the world. The world is not that complicated at all. So I'd like you to know as well that it is Jerry that rules the world. So from now on, if you understand this, you stop pointing your fingers. Because when you point your fingers, to condemn or criticize people, you only point to the real self or the fake self. The fake self, isn't it? To the shell only. Okay? And with this wisdom, you will have the compassion gradually. You will. Okay, so in the meantime, just know that it is Jerry which is always be the one and only culprit that rule the world. Not Putin, not Trump, not Johnson, Boris Johnson, all these things. Okay, it's only Jerry. So this is the cause of suffering. Okay, if I was a leader and someone come to underline the cause of all the problem like this, wow, I mean, this is, you can go straight to fight in the right battlefield, not dancing around, the problem. Because the way that we solve the problem right now, we talk, all these things, and then everyone still go back to do their own thing, that is end up with war, fighting all the time. Okay? Instead, everyone look inwardly, change the entire education system. Let the children know about Tom and Jerry and know how to make a Tom still strong. So fighting in the right battlefield, Tom versus Jerry. Making Tom strong, Tom will fight Jerry for us. Giving Tom essential vitamin and superfood by giving them vipassana or bring the mental self back home is the vitamin and the superfood that Tom needs. Once Tom is strong, Jerry will leave Tom alone. This is the empowerment of each and every one of us. Each and every one of us can do this. No problem at all. Okay? You don't have to be a pious person, a religious person. Anyone who admits that you have mental pain, you can do this. Absolutely everyone. Okay? So once Tom is strong, you can see that Tom will sort Jerry for you. Tom will purge Jerry for you. Okay? Because Tom is always, bigger than Jerry. Okay? But because a whole army of Jerry, can hurt the weak and puny Tom. But when Tom is strong, the table will turn. The table will turn. Jerry will be scared of Tom. And then what happened? You see? Okay, make Tom strong and Tom will sort Jerry for you. This will be the third foundation of mindfulness in the advanced course, the third foundation of mindfulness. I will delve into how Tom will defeat Jerry in detail. Okay, so when Tom becomes the boss, Jerry will become the slave. Okay, use Jerry when you must, and we need Jerry. Okay, when I tell you about all this Jerry, it doesn't mean that you want to just erase Jerry for good. No, that is not the case at all. You still have your Jerry, but you use Jerry in the most creative way. Okay, in the most creative way, just like what I'm doing to you now. This is all Jerry. Okay, right. So what is next is that, the world is not going to change for you, only you do Vipassana. But the difference is that before Vipassana, you are drowned in your problem. But after Vipassana, you can float above the problem. Okay, you can float above the problem. And this is a massive difference that can change your life. And this is about empowerment. Put the destiny of your life in your own hand, not in the hand of the doctor, not in the hand of the pharmacist, not in your hand of your mom, your dad, your spouse, okay, your children, in your own hand. In your own hand. You are your own self-refuge. Yeah? Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. Oh gosh. I run out of steam. Okay. Is there any question? There is still another subject that, yeah, of course, I need to talk about. But I really need to rest my voice a bit. But this part, I'm sure that you can look at my YouTube clip, okay, in Thai version. So basically, very briefly, there are 4 types of Jerry. Just let me, yeah, okay. 4 types of Jerry. We will often talk about black Jerry, okay, but in fact there are pink Jerry, white Jerry, and clear Jerry, okay. So basically, pink Jerry is the kind of Jerry, yeah, first of all, reverse a bit. I'd like you to first recognize that Jerry is a cell. Jerry is about imprisonment. See? That's why I portray your mental self is being trapped in the little cell of Jerry. Dark Jerry is a very direct, straightforward cell, but pink Jerry relates to the kind of thinking or emotion that you can have what you want. The kind of Jerry that can pacify you because you have what you want, okay? And then white Jerry are the intellectual knowledge, which is still neutral, but depend on the user. And then clear Jerry is the kind of thought that you are fixated to religious thought and feelings. Okay, like my God is better than your God, my holy book better than your holy book, my religion better than your religion, that kind of thing. Okay, so no matter what type of Jerry, the Buddha have gone through every type of Jerry, including the clear Jerry. But what happened on the night of the enlightenment is that the Buddha, okay, Prince Siddhartha at that time, he was free from every type of Jerry. He was liberated from all type of Jerry. Okay, only then did he know the two state of mind, the two opposite state of mind. That is the state of mind that is totally being imprisoned by Jerry, and the state of mind that is being liberated by Jerry. That is the glimpse of mental space, the glimpse of nirvana that you have all experienced today. Okay. So this is the 4 type of Jerry that we all have. And the Buddha himself, okay, he went through the clear Jerry. Because when after he left the palace, he stumbled onto two teachers, Aladabot, Utokadabot. These two teachers was fixated in the clear Jerry, believing that if you want to be enlightened, free of suffering, you must torture yourself. Okay? You must not eat too much. You got to drink very little, eat very little, breathe very little. You got to torture your physical body. Okay? Sit in the posture like this. Okay? And then just, use the tongue, push on the palate in your mouth. Okay? In the extreme like that. And then clenching your fist, let the nail go through the body. The Buddha, Prince Siddhartha at that time wholeheartedly believed in this clear Jerry. Believe in this clear Jerry that the two teachers offered to him. So he religiously followed that instruction of self-mortification or self-torturing because of this clear Jerry. Because he wants so much to be enlightened. But after 6 years of self-torturing, he have come to a realization that he's getting nowhere. He was on the brink of death. He described himself that he puts his finger in front of his stomach like that. It penetrates to the back. He put the finger to the back, it penetrates to the front. It means that he was paper thin. He was paper thin on the brink of death. And then luckily that he questioned the teacher. And the teacher had no better answer than torturing themselves. So therefore he walked away. And because of walking away, because of the parami, the perfection that he had accumulated for 20 อสงไขย20อสงไขยแสนมหากัป okay, so therefore he reached the state of enlightenment in the end. He was free from all type of Jerry in the end. That's how he could, teach us. You see that? Okay, so there are 4 types of Jerry that you can choose, but apart from this one, that is a very straightforward enemies, okay, allowing you to fight. Because when you have this kind of Jerry, you are being motivated to fight. You're being motivated to fight because you want to be free from the pain. In the contrary to all this Jerry, when you are being taken by pink Jerry, you are in the comfort zone. You're in the comfort zone. It's just like you are being lost in a jungle that is filled with the cherry blossom. Oh, everywhere is so beautiful with all the blossom tree. Okay, do you want to leave? No, because it's too beautiful. It's too beautiful. So these have the hidden agenda. Okay, it's not straightforward. It has the hidden agenda, giving you the attachment. Because every Jerry is fall onto the law of change. It comes and it goes. According to the law of change, after a while you get fed up with whatever you have, and then you urge for something that is new. That's why news is very important. Everyone wants news, something new, okay, all the time. So that's why materialism, consumerism flourish because of this pink Jerry. Okay, make you attached. Okay, have the hidden agenda. The white Jerry give you that sense of ego. This also give you the sense of ego. But this one even massive ego. Okay, I know more than you because I got the doctorate degree. I'm a doctor, that kind of thing. Okay, I got the higher IQ than you. Okay, that also trap you. But the one that is quite disastrous, quite, destructive is the clear Jerry. Can you see that? This state of mind and this state of mind, are they quite close? Very close. So the clear Jerry is very difficult to detect. Even the Buddha himself was trapped in the clear Jerry for 6 years before he knew better. Okay, so a lot of spiritual people, okay, who escape from pink Jerry, white Jerry, dark Jerry, but they come to trap in the clear Jerry. Okay. And then the clear Jerry is very difficult to detect. You need a teacher who know better than you, more than you, to knock this clear Jerry for you. Okay, so that's it. I think we have finished with, yeah, Jerry creates the diversity. The true self remains the same as the pure consciousness, but Jerry creates the differentiation and diversity among humankind. Okay, Jerry creates different personalities in human, loving, kind, caring, forgiving, grounding, egoistic, aggressive, violent, arrogant, and self-centered, and so on. It's all the artwork of Jerry. Okay, is that clear? So these are the 5 components that make up of a life form. Okay, the 5 component makeup of a life form. So it is this Jerry that the cause of all problems in the world. The Buddha have underlined very clearly in the Four Noble Truths. So today, basically, I gave you 3 main topics. The Four Noble Truths, which I cover all, and then the 5 components, khandha, that make up of a human life form, and the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Today, I only give you these 3 main topics. And I put these 3 main topics very much in a blender, making smoothie, you know. So 3 types of topic put in the blender, I blend it out into one delivery that is all interconnected so closely. You cannot separate what is what. Okay, and blend all into this life form. Okay, this life form. Okay, so I hope very much that you have the clarity in what the Buddha have offered us 2.5 millennia ago about the suffering and how to end the suffering. Okay, how to end your mental pain. So the answer is all come down to Vipassana, mindfulness meditation, or bring your mental self back home. So it's very important that you discipline yourself, take it home, discipline yourself. The course today has been recorded, have been live streamed, okay, also has been recorded. If there is any part that you cannot understand and need to listen more, you can always go back and rewind it. Okay, thank you to the technology that we have today. So I'm going to give the stage back to the host today, okay? Thank you. Thank you, everyone.